Destiny swap spell is about swapping energies to swap your good dharma or your good karma for someone else's bad karma, someone else's curse, and this could even be generational curses that they are placing upon you to make you carry it out while they take on your destiny and your spiritual and ancestral blessings. Peace and blessings, everybody. It is Oshun Kimi, your mystic, your guru, and your spiritual informant. I'm back on here again today, continuing the conversation I had about destiny swap spells last week, because so many people had questions on what can be done to protect ourselves when a destiny swap spell is attempting to be performed over our life. So let's first talk about 3 signs that a destiny swap spell is even occurring in your life. And this is going to be very brief so that we can talk about the real tea today, which is what we can do to protect ourselves. Spiritual inheritances and blessings are not just about money. It's also about having good health. It's about having spiritual gifts. So if someone is trying to do a destiny swap on you, one of the most obvious signs is your fortune changing from lucky to unlucky. Being unlucky in love, being unlucky at work or with money, being unlucky when it comes to health matters, like you regularly get sick. A less noticeable but very important sign of a destiny swap spell is you losing passion for the things that you initially were fired up about. So if you are lacking motivation, if you are feeling regularly fatigued right when it's time for you to do something very important, then that is a sign of energies and entities pulling on your energy to purposely take you off of the path of your destiny. As a society, we have really begun to treat things like depression as normal or as mental or social disorders, when really they very often are caused by spiritual issues and concerns. And perhaps the biggest sign of all will come through your dreams. And I say that this is the biggest sign because this sign can actually be the root cause of the first 2 signs. And this sign is about having particular dreams where a mutual energy exchange has occurred. So dreams of someone giving you food and you taking it and eating it. Dreams of someone presenting you a contract and you sign it. Dreams of buying things out of markets and grocery stores. And of course, dreams that involve you having sexual relations with a person. Destiny swap spells require your consent. Consent will often be gained through deceptive means. And so these types of dreams where there has been a mutual energy exchange are examples of the deceptive ways in which entities and spirits will gain your consent to steal your destiny. God does not condone deceptiveness, does not approve of deceptiveness. And so one of the things that I always say when I am praying to cancel out contracts and things is saying that I cancel out all contracts that have been initiated through deceptive means. Let's go ahead and talk about the things that we need to do to protect our destinies from destiny swap spells. One of the first things we must do is actually know what that destiny is. When we feel that our money, our love, and our health is being taken over, we have to begin to ask ourselves, what is it that these spirits and these people who are attacking us, what is it that they are actually after? So one of the first steps is seeking discernment, because once you know exactly what that destiny is, then your prayers become very, very specific. And that is one of the most powerful ways to pray, is by being very specific, because these deceptive spirits love loopholes. They love finding loopholes in your prayers so that they can continue to have access to you because your prayers are not specific or strong enough. Please also understand that you will find out your destiny in phases. You're going to begin to find out in bits and pieces what your spiritual talents are, what your ancestral inheritances are. But the real tea is that destiny swap spells usually happen primarily to people who have very strong spiritual gifts that have been passed down their ancestral line. So know that when you are asking your destiny to be revealed to you, it most likely has something to do with what you are supposed to do for God here on earth and what you are meant to contribute and complete in terms of helping out your ancestral line as well. So people who are generational curse breakers and people who have high missions under God usually are the types of people who will undergo destiny swap spells, because dark forces cannot stand people who have a purpose under God. Way number 2 to protect your destiny is what I would call warring in the spirit. You are in a spiritual war, which means that you are going to need spiritual assistance, because a lot of the witchcraft that is happening to you is happening first on a spiritual level and then is trickling down into the physical level and showing up as things like sickness and poverty and etc. So if you want to fight this at the root, you have to fight this spiritually. When we are talking about spiritual assistance, we are talking about getting very, very close to our spiritual team, getting closer to God, getting closer to our spirit guides, getting close to our ancestors and our guardian angels. Angels and elevated ancestors and spirit guides are high vibrational, so we have to do the work of raising our own vibration in order to communicate and work with them and allow them to work for us. They don't stoop down to where we are. We have to elevate and ascend up to where they are. And so this means constant prayer, regular meditation practices, yoga, doing dream work where before you go to sleep, you can ask for certain things to be revealed in your dreams. You can work with dream herbs like mugwort, like chamomile, valerian root. You can access higher vibrational spirits through sacred dance and music. So if gospel is your thing, accessing your ancestors and your spirits through gospel. I will play gospel, but I also will play Orisha music and African drumming music, and the spirits will come through every single time, I guarantee it. And when you are praying, you're not praying from a place that is meek or weak. Praying is not simply about asking for things, but it's also about declaring things over your life, rebuking things over your life, rebuking sicknesses, declaring that you are healthy, declaring that you are wealthy, declaring that you are protected and blessed. And the last bit of advice I'm going to offer about protecting your destiny from destiny swap spells is watching out for low vibrational people, habits, and situations. Keeping you surrounded by low vibrational people is one of the primary tactics that a destiny spell will use to keep you off the track of your destiny. Because when we're talking about high spiritual destinies, that means it requires you to have a high vibration. As I said in my previous video, destiny swap spells will purposely work to put you in a lower vibrational state. And this could be through your eating habits. So if you find yourself craving a lot of junk, that is one of the ways that they will bind you into a low vibration. And so this is about being extremely careful about who and what you allow into your body, you allow into your bed, you allow into your life. There could be new people or people already in your life that will essentially be used to keep you in low vibrational states. When we spend a lot of time around low vibrational people, those people's karmas and spirits and negative entities can bleed over into your life. You may have to get very comfortable with solitude if you want to properly and fully secure your destiny, because entities and spirits will prey on our weakness. They will prey on our loneliness. They will prey on our addictive behaviors. So it will really be a time of it's just you and God. It's just you and your spirit team. So if you are going through it and feel that you are losing everyone and everything, just know that you are actually being realigned. One of the main things that it is important to know about a destiny swap spell is that it is essentially a time of destiny activation. You are going through what you are going through at the moment because God is trying to activate your destiny and put you on your true aligned path. And naturally, there are dark spirits and forces that want to keep you off of that path. It's not God that is holding you back. It is dark forces. It is your own habits and your own behaviors. Because at the end of the day, these forces can only work with the wounds and the bad habits that we have within us. As we do our healing work, these entities and these powers have less and less influence over us and our destiny. Even though I thought we were going to talk about 3 things, the 4th thing that I will say is that we must do our healing and our shadow work. Perhaps I will do a whole separate video on what shadow work is, because it's a whole thing and it cannot be talked about in its entirety in this video. And of course, let me know if there's anything else in particular that you all would like to hear about. And I will see you all in the next video. Many peace and blessings.